人家没看出时代吧？
再来一个。8点了。
8:20开始，大家就都进入工作状态。对，站起来，站起来，继续准备。
再来一张啊，马上。好，在这里看这人少。看一下。
上台，马上开始啊！咱们马上就开始了啊！各位首长赶紧上台，马上开始。啊，往里看。来，各位首长，马上开始了！各位首长，马上开始了！咱们上台，赶紧上台！啊，马上开始了！来，您各位。领导，咱们上。来，各位领导，马上就开始了，马上就开始了，赶紧，马上就开始了！啊，往里，啊，你赶紧上台。
好，请尽快落座。
赶紧落座吧。来，各位首长，马上开始了。赶紧的，马上开始。赶紧，马上开始了！啊！马上就开始了，你赶紧找自己的区域。
哇，可不可以啊？对，转。
I have the sunlight in the screen. I can't see very well what.
洗手间的，什么是洗手间？往前走。
Is this focused now?
好，来，会员，来，对呀，老戴，这不刚才说你刚才跟张传。你带着相机那是啊？用这个照，这个照。好，请赶快落座，要开始了。好了，谢谢各位。
抓紧时间落座吧，马上开始了。
好。非常好。我前几天听听过。
刚才也有飞机。
金主任，这个看着对。
Oh no. I think it's oh no.
抓紧去。
Really? Hold on.
看能不能
Oh no?
他们这些穿正装的，看着他们的位置。 Q 到了，我不知道。
Okay, let me try again, but don't expect a sharp image when I zoom all the way. That's never been when you zoom all the way into this game, it doesn't give you a crispy image. ，Honestly, I'm having some issues in seeing the screen because it's. One second, I need to take a look at it. Okay, I'm looking in the viewfinder. Can you see?
五音也要找进去了。
No, I see what you mean. Can I turn off the camera?
我们在铺满不是在里面。
Hey.
再翻一下。是吧？再来一下。
光那个19一模一样。对，这就是雾蒙蒙的嘛。
这是记者席，昨天晚上实际上正位置，没什么地方的，正好让那些让原来在那个戏台呢，其实比较一下。
不说19的那个是全部要倒，等他2、3点才进到水派、水银子派。以前都很痛。对啊，像我们真是可怕那个。他半夜2、3点才可以谁可以开谁动，对。哦。够可怕。
Hi. Hi. Am I? Okay. Yeah, put me off, please. I need to turn off my camera. I see that the focus is it's not okay, but.
京の天安門です。会場周辺は厳戒態勢が敷かれ、緊張感に包まれています。北京の天安門です。会場周辺は厳戒態勢が敷かれ、緊張感に包まれています。目の前に見えるのが北京の中心部を東西に走る長安街です。
Vidi, čim krenemo da se izlačimo, odmah se pali cigara. Ja ne znam, ja bi sad i ovdje zapravo. Imamo šibice. Nisam vidio nikog da je zapalio na kvaku. Nema. Nama rekli kao ne može ranac, ne može wireless, ono. Pogledajte rančeva koliko je. Ovdje cijel red je za live-ove. Ko je to priča? Pitat ćemo vi neko, čemu se radi. Zašto mi... A to ti kažeš?
President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. Putin has been to China many times since 2013, either for state visits or international conferences. Relations between China and Russia are at their historical best. Their ties are characterized by long-term friendly good neighborliness and mutually beneficial win-win cooperation. In the new era, China-Russia relations are more self-confident, firm, and resilient. From May 7th to 10th, President Xi Jinping made a state visit to Russia and attended commemorations in Moscow of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Soviet Union's Great Patriotic War. In World War II, China was the main battlefield in Asia, and the Soviet Union was the main battlefield in Europe. They were central to resistance and combat against Japanese militarism and Nazi Germany. They made decisive contributions to the victory in the World Anti-Fascist War. China and Russia are expanding mutually beneficial cooperation in all aspects. Bilateral trade has reached a high of over $244 billion last year. And China and Russia have active cultural exchanges and close cooperation at local levels. They have 168 pairs of sister provinces and cities, and there are also dozens of provincial level economic partnerships.
东帝汶议长费尔南达，韩国国会议长吕元直，尼泊尔总理奥利，高兴再见。斯洛伐克总理菲佐。Good to see you again. 很高兴再次见到你，祝贺。越南国家主席梁强，伊朗总统及女儿，敏昂莱代总统， 阿塞拜疆总理奥利，
很高兴再见。
斯洛伐克总理菲佐，
Good to see you again。很高兴再次见到你，祝贺。
越南国家主席梁强， 伊朗总统及女儿，米昂莱代总统，阿塞拜疆总统和夫人，马尔代夫总统，
Welcome to China。很高兴再次见到你。
武契奇总统和夫人，高兴见到您。蒙古总统和夫人，津巴布韦总统姆南加古瓦，
Welcome to China。很高兴再次见到你。
刚果布总统萨苏，哈萨克斯坦总统托卡耶夫，印尼总统普拉博沃，
Thank you for being here。
亚美尼亚总理及夫人，西哈莫尼国王，米尔基耶夫总统和夫人。
我们昨天的会见非常好。
卢卡申科总统，拉赫蒙总统。
Here's what we know about the commemoration that
扎帕罗夫总统
today. The Chinese president will deliver an
别尔
important
德穆哈密多夫
speech
总
after
统
the，commemoration.
通伦
And the
总统，
commemoration includes
通伦主席
a massive military
很高
parade,
兴再次见到你。
which is composed of
Welcome
two
to China。
parts:
卡内
the
尔主
inspection
席
of the troops and the march past, lasting approximately 70 minutes.
Welcome to China。
总书记，
The Chinese president and his wife welcoming guests arriving for the commemoration. And now they're walking towards a group photo where the arriving international dignitaries will take a group photo together with the Chinese president.
We are certainly marking a significant anniversary today on September 3rd. China is commemorating the 80th anniversary of the victory.
Thank you。
This gathering today in commemoration of the victory also heralds a new beginning for all countries to work together to create a harmonious world and safeguard global peace.
Well, as you can see right there, front and center on this gate is the character Duan Men. The Chinese character Duan also conveys righteousness, which is consistent with the message of safeguarding international justice.
The leaders are now walking together towards the Tiananmen rostrum. It's a short walk from the Duanmen Gate we've been telling you about, which stands just north of the Tiananmen rostrum, to the rostrum itself.
And Zhongxi, you know, for many foreign leaders who have visited China before, the Tiananmen rostrum, or the Forbidden City, is a familiar sight. Many of them have been here before to the Forbidden City. However, this gathering here today holds a special significance.
Absolutely. The Tiananmen rostrum sits right in the heart of the Chinese capital, with viewing platforms that can overlook the Tiananmen Square. The leaders will be walking towards the rostrum. They will ascend to the viewing platform on the rostrum and view the military parade together.
Now, as they walk on the red carpet to make their way to the top of the Tiananmen rostrum. A little bit of background information about the structure. It was built as a ceremonial gate to the imperial city in the Ming Dynasty. It's witnessed ties of Chinese history in the past 6 centuries.
And in 1937, Tiananmen Square witnessed the fall of Peking. In October 1945, Japanese invaders in North China officially surrendered at the square of the Hall of Supreme Harmony in the Forbidden City.
Today's commemoration is certainly a big national event, a military event as well, as troops and armaments are standing by ready for the inspection. It is also a significant diplomatic event, as heads of state, leaders of international organizations are convening here to review the commemoration and the parade.
The leaders are making full use of this time as they walk together to the Tiananmen rostrum, engaging in friendly chit-chat and conversations.
And today, the Tiananmen rostrum, steeped in the depths of history, will again witness new glory. It is a pretty long walk to ascend to the top of the Tiananmen rostrum.
80 decades ago, World War II ended with over 100 million casualties among soldiers and civilians worldwide. Chinese casualties were more than 35 million. And today is about commemorating the victory in that war, in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, as well as the World Anti-Fascist War. And now the leaders are arriving at that expansive viewing platform up on the Tiananmen rostrum.
And we understand that some of the veterans of the War of Resistance were given their own viewing spots on top of the Tiananmen rostrum. Crowds are welcoming China's top leader, as well as international dignitaries. We are seeing veterans sitting there, and President Xi Jinping and international dignitaries. 100-year-old 94-year-old
八大游击队香港老战士罗定辉94岁。国民党抗日老兵宋其祥100岁。
100-year-old veteran from the Kuomintang. And during the fight against the Japanese aggression, the Chinese people established a national united front to safeguard their homeland.
Obviously, the Chinese president was very pleased to see the veterans present up on the Tiananmen rostrum. He even introduced the veterans to his guests there, and shaking hands with the veterans, greeting them, welcoming them to this very important commemoration.
And the veterans represent the legacies of this long-fought war. And their spirit of resilience, of peace, of perseverance still echo on every inch of China's soil now.
It's certainly a very heartwarming thing there to have the veterans seated up on the Tiananmen rostrum. They are the real heroes and role models, and they motivate us to keep pushing forward. The victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression is a glory shared by the Chinese nation and also people worldwide who stand for justice. Professor Gao, Mr. Zhou, let's bring you in for this part. Obviously, the veterans are seated out there on the Tiananmen rostrum so that they have an opportunity to participate in the commemoration today. What do you make of that arrangement, Professor Gao?
Well, I think this is really the right thing to do because they fought against the Japanese aggressors. They shed their blood, and they have always been honored by the People's Republic, by the Chinese people, and now they are in the center of this reviewing process of the parade to commemorate the 80th year anniversary of the victory against Japanese aggression. And I think we all hail them as the real heroes defending China's sovereignty and territorial integrity and fighting off the Japanese aggressors.
Real heroes and real witnesses, not only to the atrocities of the war, but more importantly to the final victory. And we're so happy that they get to see the commemoration today. Mr. Zhou, your thoughts?
Well, I think I can't agree more with Victor Gao about the importance of having these veterans standing on Tiananmen Square. I think it's rare, It won't be easy for us to see these people right now because they're all very old people, but they're still alive, but they can still see how strong China is today, in which they have made their due and a great contribution. So I think that is indeed a great honor for them to be there and for us to see them there.
Now, many of these veterans fought under extremely harsh conditions: poverty, famine, the lack of military resources. What does their perseverance teach us about the spirits of, resilience and courage? And, besides honoring them in events like this, what more could we do, Professor Gao, to really weave their legacies more into everyday life?
I think these veterans 80 years ago, or more than 80 years ago, fought against Japanese aggressors not only as soldiers, but they were true representatives of the Chinese nation, true representative of the Chinese culture and the Chinese civilization. In their bodies, I can see the most splendid and the glorious part of the Chinese civilization. So they became the epitome of the Chinese nation. They became the epitome of the Chinese civilization. And by shedding blood for their own motherland, by fighting off foreign aggressors, they set an example for the future generation. So now we honor them as our national hero, and the younger generation draw inspiration from these veterans and learn lessons from them, and we become redoubled in our commitment to defending peace and defending China and defending the Chinese culture and ultimately the Chinese civilization.
Obviously we're commemorating this day. We're inviting veterans up on the Tiananmen rostrum to carry on the spirit of the war of resistance against the Japanese aggression. Mr. Zhou, how do we do that? How do we make sure that the spirit of perseverance, the spirit of never surrender, the spirit of defending your motherland lives on in today's world?
Well, these people are actually old soldiers, right? And old soldiers never die. So what they have left us are actually a litany of fine traditions. But if you look at the PLA today, you would find it so interesting to see that how small they were at that time and how ill-equipped they were at that time. But on the contrary, today, China is almost the opposite, right? China is having the largest armed force in the world, and in a moment we're going to see all the modern weaponry and combat platforms. But still, this kind of fine traditions are basically in the heart and in the blood of our modern-day soldiers, because that's really, really matter, for us if you are going to another war. So you have to think of where you come from, right? And what kind of traditions are already placed in you. So these people basically are the very sources of a fine tradition.
How can remembering their sacrifices and contributions inspire values that are still relevant today? Professor Gao.
Well, I think they are the true Chinese nationals and our heroes. But allow me to mention, behind these veterans, I also see those who fell on the battleground, who really sacrificed their lives for the Chinese nation. So I think we not only see these veterans who are the true representative of those heroes fighting against Japanese aggressors, but they are also representatives of all the millions of the Chinese soldiers who shed their blood, who sacrificed their life, and they too become the national heroes for the current generation of the Chinese nation and the future generations. And I think by honoring them, we honor ourselves, we honor our national history and our Chinese civilization, and we honor peace. That is the most important thing.
You know, we talked about international solidarity towards ending the Second World War, and the international solidarity is also present today with the turnout of those international dignitaries that have arrived in Beijing. You're looking at live pictures of the Tiananmen Square that's fully decorated for the commemoration today. There are the year-marking installations that show the years 1945 and 2025. Today is September 3rd. In the capital, Beijing, the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression in the World Anti-Fascist War will begin soon.
CGTN is broadcasting the commemoration live to global audiences. We're now watching live pictures from the Tiananmen Square. The commemoration is going to begin in just a moment. we could see the obelisk, the monument to the people's heroes.
The commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War now begins. Please all rise and stand at attention. Fire the gun.
An 80-gun salute is fired to mark the 80 years since the victory of the War of Resistance. The thunder of guns resembles roars of soldiers on the battleground. It is also like a song of triumph, sending to time and space to tell our fallen heroes. China today is a great country with majestic mountains and rivers, and its people are full of pride and ambition.
Great changes have taken place over the 80 years from 1945 to 2025. Today, China is safeguarding world peace and contributing to the progress of human civilization with fearless strength and determination. The Great Wall symbolizes the unyielding spirit of the Chinese nation. This great nation never bows to any enemy or any force. Those who dare to invade us are doomed to crash into the iron Great Wall with bloodshed.
Chinese people's deep love towards the motherland can be seen from the steadfast gaze of the honor guards. When their patriotism erupts like a volcano, there will be no insurmountable hurdles or unachievable feats for them. Never stops. Under the strong leadership of the Communist Party of China, the Chinese nation, with a firm grip on its own destiny, is marching forward staunchly and proudly.
monument of the people's heroes to the national flagpole. And from the great victory to the great rejuvenation, the Chinese nation has walked a long way of innumerable difficulties and hardships.
This is a road to national independence and people's liberation. It is also a road to national dignity, prosperity, and strength, and a road to Chinese modernization and a global community with a shared future.
The national anthem, March of the Volunteers, which was born during wartime, will soon be played. It was written in 1935 in the early years of the war against Japanese aggression.
Raise the national flag and sing the national anthem. Please be seated. I invite General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, President of the People's Republic of China, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Comrade Xi Jinping, to deliver an important speech.
全国同胞们，
All my fellow Chinese across the
尊
nation,
敬的各位国家元首
Your Excellencies,
政府
heads of
首脑
state and government,
和
and
国际组织代
representatives
表
of，international organizations,
尊敬的各位来宾，
distinguished guests,
全体受阅将士们，
all officers and
同
soldiers
志们，
participating in the
朋友
parade,
们，
comrades, and
今
friends.
天我们
Today,
隆重集会，
we gather here to
纪
solemnly
念中国人民
commemorate
抗日
the
战
80th
争
anniversary of the
及
victory of the
世
Chinese
界
People's
反法
War
西
of
战争
resistance against
胜
the
利
Japanese
80周
aggression
年，
and the World Anti-Fascist War.
共同铭记历史，
It is an occasion
缅
for
怀
us to
先
remember
烈，
history,
珍
honor
爱
fallen
和
heroes,
平，
cherish
开
peace,
创未来。
and create a better future.
我代表中共中
On
央、
behalf of the Central Committee of the
全
Communist
国
Party
人
of
大、
China, the National People's
国
Congress,
务院、
the State Council,
全国政协、
the National Committee of the Chinese People's
中央
Political
军委
Consultative Conference, and the Central Military Commission,
向全国
I would
参
like
加
to
过
pay
抗
high
日战
tribute
争的
to
老
our
战士、
veteran soldiers and
老
comrades,
同志、
patriots,
爱国人
and
士
officers who
和
fought in the
抗日
war
将
of
领，
resistance against Japanese aggression,
向为中国人民抗日战争胜利
and to the Chinese nationals
做出
from home
重大
and
贡献
abroad
的
who made important
海内
contributions
外
to
中华
our
儿女
victory.
致以崇高敬意，向支
I
援
would also like to express
和帮助
my
过
sincere
中
thanks
国人民
to
抵抗侵略的外国政
foreign
府
governments
和国际友人表示衷心感谢，向参加今天大会的各国来宾表示热烈欢迎。同志们、朋友们
and friends.
中国人民抗日战争
The Chinese people's war of resistance against the Japanese aggression was the great war fought with tenacity and valor. Under the banner of the National United Front against Japanese aggression, established at the initiative of the Communist Party of China, the Chinese people stood up to fight the formidable enemy with an iron will and formed a great war with flesh and blood to defend the nation and ultimately achieved the first complete victory in resisting foreign aggression in modern times. The Chinese people's war of resistance against the Japanese aggression was an important part of the world anti-fascist war. With huge national sacrifice, the Chinese people made major contributions to saving human civilization and safeguarding world peace. History cautions us that humanity rises and falls together. Only when all countries and nations treat each other as equals, coexist in peace, and support each other, can we uphold common security, eradicate the root cause of war, and prevent the reoccurrence of historical tragedies. Comrades and friends, the Chinese nation is the great nation that is never intimidated by any bullies and always values independence and forges ahead. In the past, when faced with critical struggles between good and evil, light and darkness, progress and reaction, the Chinese people rallied together to defy the enemy. They fought for the survival of the country, for the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, and for justice of the whole humanity. Today, humanity again has to choose between peace and war, dialogue and confrontation, win-win cooperation and zero-sum game. The Chinese people firmly stand on the right side of history and the progress of human civilization. We will remain committed to the path of peaceful development and join hands with all peoples around the world in building a community with a shared future for humanity. The Chinese People's Liberation Army has been and will always be the heroic armed forces that the party and the people can fully trust and rely on. All service members should faithfully perform their sacred duties, speed up the building of a world-class military, and firmly safeguard China's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity. All service members should provide strategic support for the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and make greater contributions to the peace and development of the world. History carries the legacy of the past and inspires the future. On a new journey in a new era, the Chinese people of all ethnic groups should, under the strong leadership of the Communist Party of China, follow Marxism-Leninism, Mao Zedong thought, Deng Xiaoping theory,
三个代表重要思
The
想
theory of three represents
科学发展
and
观
the scientific outlook and
全面
development
贯彻新时代
and fully
中国
implement
特
the
色
thoughts on
社会
socialism
主义思
with
想，
Chinese characteristics for the new era.
坚定不移走中国特色
We
社
should
会主
stay
义道
firmly
路
on，the path of socialism with
传
Chinese
承和弘
characteristics
扬
and carry
伟
forward
大
the
抗
great
战精
spirit
神，
of the war of
脱
resistance.
力奋发，
We should press
勇
ahead
毅
with
前行，
enterprise and resolve,
为
and
中国式
advance
现
in
代
unity
化
the cause of building
全面
China
推
into a
进
great
强
country
国建
on
设
all fronts
民
and
族
realizing great
复兴
national
伟业
rejuvenation through
而
China's
团结奋
modernization.
斗。中华民族伟大复兴势
The
不可
great
挡，
rejuvenation of the Chinese
人类
nation
和平与
is
发展的
irresistible.
崇高
The
事
noble
业
cause of peace
必
and
将胜利
development of humanity will prevail.
阅兵开始。
The military parade now begins. Markers in position.
The parade guards mark positions and boundaries at the parade ground. 60 soldiers will line up in front of the eastern and western ornament columns on the Tiananmen Square.
Marching with steadfast footsteps and imposing bearing, the ironclad troops showcase their unshakable faith, strong conviction, strict discipline, and firm commitment to their duties.
Standing firm on the ground of the motherland and bearing the hope of the Chinese nation, the heroic People's Liberation Army has forged ahead dauntlessly throughout wars, achieving great historic feats for the party and the people.
At this solemn moment today, the People's Armed Forces are ready for the inspection of General Secretary of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, Chinese President, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Xi Jinping. They are also ready to be reviewed by the party and the people.
chairman. The troops for review are fully prepared. Please proceed with the inspection. Chief Commander of the Parade, Han Zhengxuan. Let's begin.
Next, President Xi will pay an eye salute to the party national and military flags.
In a typical back and forth, President Xi says, "Salute to you, comrades." And the soldiers reply, "Hail to chairman." The president then says, "Comrades, thank you for your hard work." To which the soldiers reply, "We serve the people."
As you could hear right there, the phrase "serve the people" was written into the party constitution at the 7th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in 1945. Serving the people wholeheartedly was established as the fundamental principle of the party and the People's Liberation Army.
同志们好！
As President Xi's car rides past each segment of the troops, He greets the soldiers. The troops respond vociferously, paying respect and demonstrating their loyalty. These phrases are used in inspections, parades, and other military gatherings.
Views itself not only as the defender of national sovereignty, but as an integral part of society with a direct responsibility to safeguard people's well-being. In peacetime, the Chinese military participates in missions that serve the people's interests, such as disaster relief. And all this has earned them the title the most beloved people in China.
同志们辛苦了。
When President Xi's car rides past the troops, the soldiers shout, "Follow the party's command, fight to win, forge exemplary conduct. Justice will prevail, peace will prevail, the people will prevail."
party's command sets the military's political orientation. Fighting to win is the basic function of the military, and the fundamental objective is development. Forging exemplary conduct demonstrates the Army's nature and principle.
Justice will prevail. Peace will prevail. The people will prevail. These three phrases were the closing lines in President Xi's speech 10 years ago, when the country marked the 70th anniversary of the victory of Chinese people's war of resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War.
《放飞和平歌》。 纪念中国人民抗日战争暨世界反法西斯战争胜利80周年大会到此结束。
电池开了多少级？7.4，40，发电9.4，快3个。按照目前电量呢，至少还能耗1小时。好的，好的，开到后来，我到尤其是飞机到这儿，摇不下去。对，为什么气头调到最高了？알았습니다. 네. 네, 진짜 내 맛이. 네. 예, 알았습니다. 네, 여기 끝났습니다. 네. 끝났습니다.